Okay, perfect. I'll have you announce the takeoff, and we'll go.
Okay.
So it's going to be this button right here.
Cheers, 242 Mike Lima, clear the runway, Maury.
There we go.
Alright, traffic. Skyhawk 5303 Tango, taking off runway 10. Alright.
Alright, and let's go. There we go, and we got it. There we go. We gotta go just a little bit faster. We got a guy landing behind us.
Okay.
Morning traffic, 4142 Quebec is base runway 10. Morning traffic.
Alright. There we go, straighten out. And let's go, so start applying the power.
Morning traffic,
Full
Archer
power.
42 Specs, turning final, runway 10
power,
morning.
all the way in.
The aircraft
Yep.
departing, if you guys made a radio call, we did not hear it, just in case you got the radio.
Oh, Roger, we did make a call. Did you hear this, Adam?
There you go, got you now, thank you, 42 Quebec.
Roger, sorry about that.
Okay.
There we go. There we go.
What did he say?
He didn't hear your side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when we get a second, I'm just gonna have you do a radio check on your side.
Okay.
So when we're on the downwind, you're just gonna say Maury traffic radio check. Yeah, you can do that.
Maury traffic.
And just say radio check. Radio check.
Radio check.
Loud and clear, but only the last portion. We heard you say Maury, nothing, and then radio check.
Roger, thank you guys. Alright, let's go crosswind. Roll out. Beautiful. And let's go downwind. And Maury traffic, 03 Tango is turning downwind, 10 departing pattern to the west, Maury. Alright, let's level off at 2,000 feet.
Morning traffic, runway 142 Quebec is go around staying in the pattern. Morning.
There we go. Pitch. Very good. And keep pushing. There you go. Now you bring that power back. Very good. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing.
Runway 10, morning traffic.
For traffic, Cub 31
Keep
Hotel.
pushing. There we go. Yeah, we'll have to see what's going on with that.
Morning traffic, turning down, morning traffic, Archer 4142 Quebec, turning downwind, runway 10.
And let's turn to a heading of west.
Alright, traffic, gyro 526 Victor, turning base final runway to Long Rock.
Alright, I'm just gonna get the weather real quick. Lone Rock. It's clear. I'll just keep flying this way.
Morning traffic, Archer 4142 Quebec is standing base runway 10, morning traffic.
Okay, I'm gonna have you add power and let's climb through that hole in the clouds.
Okay.
Morning traffic, Archer 4142 Quebec is standing on runway 10, morning traffic.
There we go. You want this out of your way?
Yeah, it's okay.
739er, cross
Sure.
10 morning.
Alright, and let's climb at 90 knots. Fantastic.
Morning traffic, Cessna 739er, turning downwind 10 morning.
Morning traffic, Cessna 438 Echo Romeo, 6 miles to the west, doing a practice localizer 10 approach. We'll be circling to land, runway 10 for a full stop. Morning.
Oh, it's nice and smooth up here. Let's climb to 3,500 feet.
3,500 feet.
Yes, sir.
Morning traffic, Cessna 739er, turning base 10, full stop, morning.
Morning traffic, Archer 42 Quebec, touch and go off runway 10, stand pattern, morning.
Alright. I'm gonna have you make a 90-degree turn to the left,
Morning traffic,
and then another one to the right. So we'll turn to 210, and then back to this heading. And that's,
Back to the 21.
yeah, so we'll turn 210 first.
Okay.
When we get there, we're gonna turn back to 300.
Okay.
And that is called clearing turn. So while we're doing that, we'll look outside, see if there's any traffic. I can start that turn. There we go.
435, turning final.
And we try to do this before maneuvers, just to make sure there's no one else in the area.
Okay.
Excellent. When you roll out, let's set up for slow flight.
Okay.
Morning traffic, Cessna 438 Echo Romeo, 2 miles to the west, doing a practice localizer approach, runway 10, circle to land, runway 10. Morning.
Whenever you're ready.
Morning traffic, Archer 42 Quebec is extending our downwind for the practice approach traffic insight, morning.
You can start base, Archer. We're joining the upwind for 10.
Roger, Archer 42 Quebec, turning base, runway 10, morning.
Flaps 10.
Yes, sir. and 20, and 30.
20.
Maury traffic, Cessna
There we go.
739er is clear of runway 10, Maury.
Excellent. Let's try to do 50 knots, so start adding power. There we go. Very good.
Maury traffic, 4142, Quebec is final, runway 10, Maury traffic.
Alright. Make a nice gentle turn to a heading of 240.
240.
Yes, sir. Fantastic. Now, let's climb up to 3,700 feet
Okay.
and turn right to 300.
3,700 and 3000.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Point traffic system 438 at Romeo, turning left crosswind runway 10, full stop Maury. Point traffic system 438 Echo Romeo.
And try to turn and climb at the same time. So start your turn now.
Okay.
Very good.
Lunar traffic
All right.
526, stage final runway 18, Lunar.
And how about you start a glide at 60 knots,
Okay.
and then we'll try a power off stall.
Okay. Power off stall.
Yes, sir. So power idle,
Idle.
glide at 60 knots, then when you're ready, pull it up into the stall. But I want you to keep one hand on the power, one hand on the yoke. There you go. And whenever you're ready.
Point traffic system 438 at Romeo, turning final runway 10 Maury.
Maury traffic, Usher 41.
There it is, recover.
4142, Quebec is turning.
Push down, push forward.
Alpha, Maury traffic.
Keep that nose down. There you go. Now start working on your flaps.
Okay.
And try to leave 10 degrees of flaps in until you're at 75 knots and climbing. So wait till you're climbing. Beautiful. Get into a climb. And once you're climbing, pull the rest of the flaps up.
Rest.
Yep. Beautiful. Let's turn to a heading of 210,
Okay.
and we'll do the power off stall again.
Okay.
Remember, once you hear it start to buff it, push that nose down gently, add full power, keep the nose down, flaps to 20, flaps to 10, then once you hit 75, start climbing, and once you're climbing, pull the flaps up.
Okay.
So it's a lot of procedure.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, that one's very nice.
Point traffic system 438 at Romeo, clear runway 10 Maury.
Marshall traffic station 650 Tango Alpha, RNAV 16, Marshall. Mori traffic, Cessna 7273.
Plus 10.
Is runway, departing runway 10, staying
Is there flaps 5?
Yeah, you could kind of set it wherever you want.
Okay, flaps 20. Flaps 30.
Let it glide at 60. And pull the power all the way to idle.
42 Quebec returning.
Very good. And then whenever you're ready.
Flaps 20. Yeah, flaps 10.
Traffic, King Air 67 trying to come back is about 8 to the north inbound on the ILS.
Mori traffic, Ultra 4142
Flaps.
Quebec is final runway 1.
There.
That was professional. That was amazing. So, you see, you catch the 75, start climbing 75, pull the flaps up, that's perfect.
Okay.
Do that on your check ride, and the examiner will be very happy.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
sir. That was perfect.
Okay.
All right, let's do a power on stall.
Okay. Or on stall.
Yes, sir. So pull the power back. We're going to slow to rotation speed. Yeah, make sure you're not losing any altitude. There you go. Perfect.
And what's the RPM, man?
As high as you're comfortable with, but I'd say at least 21.
Mori traffic, Cessna 739, turning crosswind.
I'm starting at
55 knots.
65 knots.
So keep pulling up, because if we're losing altitude, we're not going to slow down. There you go, 55. Add as much power as you're comfortable with.
Mori traffic, Ultra 42
Get it into a climb. And watch that right rudder. Feel out the right rudder.
Angle Alpha, 10 mile final, 16.
And a little left. A little too much right rudder, actually. There you go. Get it right in the center, and when you're ready, pull it up into the stall.
Mori
A little
traffic,
more right rudder.
739, downwind 10 line.
Alright, recover. Good.
Hold on, traffic, gyro 526 Victor, base final runway 18, left right.
Alright, let's turn to a heading of 150.
Okay, oh,
Let's do another one of those. Just want you a little smoother on that recovery. Alright?
Okay.
I get it's a little bit scary. But it's good. We are safe.
42 Quebec is turning crosswind runway 10. Mori traffic.
But actually, before you do that, let me demonstrate something. My controls real quick.
You have control?
I have controls. We're gonna do
simulation. Hartford.
an exercise first. Alright? To build up to this. We're gonna go power all the way to idle. To start slowing down. I'm gonna make sure I'm holding altitude to slow down. If I'm not holding my altitude, if I let the altitude come down, I'm not slowing down. Hold that altitude. Hold, hold, hold. And when I get to 55 knots, we're not going to stall.
Okay.
I want to get to 55 knots, add power, and figure out what we need to fly straight. Keeping that ball in the center and keeping us from turning. And I want you to fly just like this, climbing at 55 knots.
Okay.
Okay? And once this is stabilized, then we can pull it up into the stall. And it's much more mild.
Is it mild?
Not as big of a wing drop. Okay? So let's go back to 3,500. You don't have to do the stall. I just want you to do the climb at 55 knots. And I want you to get used to that feeling.
Mori traffic, Cessna 739, turning final 10, full stop boarding.
Okay? You have the controls.
So,
You're-
4 mile final, 16.
Alright, so pull the power to idle and start slowing down. Maintain your altitude. Excellent. At 55 knots, start adding power and keep pulling up so that you don't accelerate, and see how much right rudder you need. Pull that nose up, and one hand on the throttle, one hand on the yoke. Just like that. And maintain 55 knots. Let's practice that.
Maintain 55 knots.
55, yes sir.
Okay.
Maury traffic, Archer 42 Quebec is turning about a 2.5 mile final runway 10 Maury.
Okay.
And keep an eye on the ball. And keep an eye on your turn coordinator. And keep your eye on DG. Keep yourself coordinated and make sure you're not turning.
Okay.
That's perfect. Alright, now let's make it a little harder. Pitch up to climb at 50 knots. That's the very bottom of the green arc. Okay?
Okay.
If you keep it at above 50, we're not going to stall. Very good. And now if you're comfortable, pull up a little higher into a stall. If you'd like.
Maury traffic, Cessna 739er is clear of runway 10 Maury.
There it is, push down, little left further. That's it, that's the power on stall, sir.
Okay.
That's all it is. Alright,
Yeah.
let's pull our power back and descend back to 3,500 feet.
Okay.
Alright, give me a fist bump real quick with your right hand.
Right. Yeah. What?
Engine failure.
Engine failure. Airspeed 65 knots.
Yes, sir.
How's today's wind?
It's coming out of the east.
Okay. I'll land to over there.
Yep. Very good.
Or
Well, we have a lot of altitude, so you have a lot of options.
okay.
So let's find the field you want and
Okay.
stick with it.
traffic, Charlie 526 Victor, base final runway 18, flown around.
I'll land over that.
Okay,
field.
beautiful.
And restarting the engine. Fuel selector boss.
Maury traffic, Archer 42 Quebec is a technical runway 10
Make sure reach and throttle full and magnetos.
And turn the fuel pump on.
Fuel pump
Yep.
on and magnetos.
Okay. Test, test, test. Alright, doesn't look like it's gonna restart.
Okay. Secure the engine is the last.
Yeah, you could do that
Yeah.
last. So while we're doing that, I'd say we could make a mayday call to Madison approach. So that's 13545 here. So we could switch this to make that active.
Okay.
And we could give a mayday call. And we could squawk our emergency code at 7700. And then ATC kind of knows where we are and they can send out emergency vehicles. So
Maintain VFR at 3,500 advised.
we could do that.
Okay.
And then let's try securing the engine.
Secure the engine. Fuel cutoff.
Yep.
Make sure lean.
Yes, sir.
Throttle idle. And magnetos off.
Oh, beautiful. And the last step of that is to shut off the master switch, but we can't do that until we have our flaps that we want. So the last bit is going to be putting the flaps down and shutting the master off.
Okay.
And one more thing to note, and that's why I failed our engine so high, because there's a lot to do in a short time. Before we touch down, you're going to open your doors. You don't have to actually do it. Open your door and try to stuff something in there. That way, if we, when we touch down, if the metal deforms, that way the door is already open so we can get out.
Okay.
Yep.
Before the touchdown.
Before we touch down. So before we touch down, get the flaps where you want it, master switch off, doors open.
Doors open. Okay.
Yes, sir. And if you'd like, we can write all of this down.
Okay.
And which field are you going for?
Alright, traffic 414 to Quebec is...
That field.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Actually, we must land at upwind.
Yeah, so let's recover, because you could make that field if you wanted to.
Okay.
We could add flaps, we could slip or whatever. And let's talk about that. So into the wind. Any guess on why we want to do that?
Okay.
Let's climb up to 3,000 feet.
Okay.
So why do we want to land into the wind? Ideally.
Okay.
Let's turn to 300.
300.
Yes, sir. So when we are going into the wind directly, what happens to our ground speed?
Okay.
Decreases, right?
Increases. Downwind?
No. So upward. So flying into the wind with the wind right off our nose
decreases.
decreases.
Yeah.
So that means we touch down on the ground if we land into the wind at the slowest possible speed.
Yeah.
So it's safer.
Yeah.
So that's the idea.
Okay.
Alright, traffic, Archer 42 Quebec, touching off, runway 10, standing Panamore.
Alright, let's level off here.
Okay. But if we don't have any appropriate place to land,
If there's no other choice,
traffic.
then you have to do what you have to do.
Runway 18 long run.
But if you have a choice, you want to land into the wind because it's safer.
okay.
Alright. What we'll do next is we're going to start working on landings. Alright?
Okay.
So we're going over to Lone Rock Airport right now, which has an east-west runway.
Okay.
Alright, so that way we can go directly into the wind. We'll use the eastbound runway directly into the wind, and we're going to start with just low approaches. I'm going to demonstrate one,
Okay.
and then I'm going to have you practice it. And the idea is we're going to act like we're going to land, and we're going to get really, really close and comfortable with the runway, just a few feet above it, and we're going to fly down the whole length of the runway and just practice getting onto that center line and maintaining that altitude right above the runway, because when we actually go to the land, we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to pull the power out, get the plane into level flight right above the runway, let the speed bleed off, and then we're just going to keep on holding the plane and not letting it land. And the longer we do that right above the runway, the softer and safer our landing is.
Okay.
Eight miles southeast. Lone Rock traffic, Skyhawk 5303 Tango is 7 miles southeast, inbound runway 9, Lone Rock.
Morning traffic, Archer 4142 Quebec is base runway 10, morning traffic.
Actually, let me just listen to their weather real quick. 119 or 425. Alright. So it's here on COM 2. How do we listen to COM 2?
This one?
Yep.
2.07 Celsius. Altimeter 3013.
3013, so let's double check that.
200. Tri-County Regional Airport. Automated weather observation 1616 Zulu. Wind 110 at 10. Visibility.
Alright, so what we could do, wind is from 110, so we could bug that heading, bug 110. And that'll help us choose our runway. The runways are 9 and 27, so east and west, and we want to land into the wind. So which runway do we want to land on?
Okay.
And the wind's coming from...
Okay, from here,
Yep.
and we land this way?
Yep, exactly. So we'll land on runway 9. So wind is, we call it by which direction it's coming from, and the runway is named by which direction it's going. So you want always the runway number that's closest to your wind.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. Alright. I'm going to have you turn to a heading of north right now, and let's descend to 1,700 feet.
1,700 feet.
Yes, sir.
Alright, traffic. Arch 42 Quebec, touch and go off runway 10, Santa Time Line. Lone Rock traffic, Gyro 526 Victor doing a touch and go practice runway 18. Following this touch and go, we're going to be departing to the northwest. Lone Rock.
At Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango is about 4 miles southeast on a wide crosswind for runway 9, looking for departure traffic, Lone Rock.
Morning traffic, that's 739er, base 10, morning. Alright, traffic, Archer 442 Quebec is downwind, runway 10, morning traffic.
Lone Rock traffic, Gyro 526 Victor, base final, runway 18, Lone Rock.
Alright, let's level off here.
Morning traffic, that's 739er, final 10, full stop, morning.
And I'm going to have you start turning to a heading of west.
West.
Yes, sir. Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango is entering downwind, runway 9, Lone Rock. Alright, and that's our runway over there, so we're just going to fly parallel to it.
Okay.
And this is called the downwind leg,
Downwind.
because the wind's behind us, so we're going downwind.
Okay.
And when we get a little closer, I'm going to take the controls to demonstrate.
Okay.
Gyro at Lone Rock, could you restate your position?
Gyro at Lone Rocks, we're sitting on runway 18, gonna depart to the south.
Roger, see you down there, thank you. Alright, my controls.
Now you have control.
I have the controls. Okay, so what I'm waiting for is for the runway 9, the number 9 to be right off my left wing. It's called a beam the numbers. And at that point, I'm going to start my setup. Alright. So beam the numbers. First I'm going to pull power back to 1500 RPM.
Okay.
I'll apply 10 degrees of flaps.
142 Quebec, start to go up.
So the first notch of flaps we're allowed to add before the white arc. The speed for that is 110. So we can add 10 degrees below 110 knots.
Okay.
And we'll start letting it come down. And when 9 is just about 45 degrees behind me, I'm going to turn my base leg. Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango is turning base, runway 9, Lone Rock. Alright, make sure no one is on final. Add my second notch of flaps right here. And we'll turn final. Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango is turning final, runway 9, Lone Rock.
Lone Rock traffic, gyro 526 Victor departing to the east, Lone Rock.
500.
Alright. Add my last 10 degrees of flaps. And now I'm aiming for that number 9. So the number 9 goes in the same spot where the horizon goes
Quebec is departed the pattern
during level
flight.
Alright. I'm going to try to keep in the same spot. If I'm getting low, I add some power. And if I'm getting high, I decrease some power. Trying to keep it right there. And I'm aiming for about 65 knots on final. Getting a little bit low, so I'll add a little bit of power.
Okay.
And I go back up. When I'm where I want to be, I go back to about 1500 RPM.
Okay.
I'm going to get nice and close with the runway. Okay. Rudder and aileron to get the center line. If I use just aileron, it gets all wonky. Both together, I'm able to find the center line. Get really close, really close, really close, right about here. Add some power to keep us from touching down. Looks like about 1800 RPM. And just fly down and try to maintain the center line. We're just driving down the highway. And this is how low we're gonna get when we want to actually touch down and land.
Okay.
Right here, whole length.
Ooh.
Just practice keeping that center line. Rudder and aileron together. As I get to the end, I'm gonna apply full power. Whoops.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Keep the nose down so we don't pitch up too aggressively. And we can start decreasing the flaps. 20, 10. And then we're climbing, make sure we're climbing, flaps up.
Okay.
And climb at 75. Okay, your controls?
I have control.
You have the controls. And on this one, we're just gonna fly straight until we're at pattern altitude.
Okay.
Because of the mountains. And Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango's on the go. Runway 9 has the gyro in sight, Lone Rock. Alright, you see that guy over there?
A cloud?
There's a little gyros plane over there, that little black
yeah,
spot.
I can see, yeah.
We'll just go a little bit to the right to avoid him. There we go. I'll have you turn your crosswind here.
Here?
Yeah. Nice, good turn. Actually, never mind. My controls for a second.
You have control?
I have the controls.
Because of that airplane.
Yeah, exactly. Let me go. And Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango is turning crosswind. Runway 9 has the gyro in sight. No factor, Lone Rock. He's a lot slower than us, so I'm just want to figure out. Okay. I'll level up for us, and your controls.
I have control.
You have the controls. Alright,
Murray traffic.
and you can turn your downwind.
739er, crosswind 10 mooring.
Alright, and just fly parallel to the runway. Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango is downwind runway 9, Lone Rock. I'd pull your power back a little bit, maybe 2100 RPM. I'd actually pull up a little bit so that we don't descend. There you go.
Murray traffic, Cessna 739er, downwind 10 mooring.
Alright, we'll beep the numbers.
Throttle decrease to 15.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
There you go. And you can add a notch of flaps.
Flaps.
There you go.
Murray traffic, Cessna 739er, turning base for 10 mooring.
And you'll look for around 75 knots here.
Okay, turn.
Give it a little extra distance.
Okay.
A little more. Right about here. I usually use that silo as my point. So you can turn here. Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango is turning base, runway 9, Lone Rock. Alright.
And the flaps 20.
Yep.
Murray traffic,
Perfect.
Cessna 739er, turning final 10, low approach only mooring.
And turn final. Lone Rock traffic, 03 Tango is turning final, runway 9, touch and go, Lone Rock. Alright. Rudder and aileron, there you go. Alright, and you can go full
500.
flaps.
Full flaps.
Yes, sir. And keep the number 9 right in that spot. Okay, if it starts going up in your windscreen, add power. If it starts going down, reduce power. This is looking great. Your feet should be moving as fast as your hands. Totally in tandem together. That may be 100 RPM. Getting a little bit low. Add a little bit of power. There you go. Excellent. A little closer. Right about here. Just keep it in the same spot. You're just driving down the highway. Right here. This is gorgeous. There we go. Nice and coordinated. Hands and feet do the same thing. Add a little bit of power. Add power. There you go. Just to keep us from touching down. Alright. Very good. Add full power.
Okay, full power.
And keep the nose down so that we accelerate. Very good. Go flaps 20.
Flaps 20.
Yes, sir. And make, yep, that's fine. Then get a positive rate, and now you can go flaps all the way up.
Flaps up.
There you go. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
That was excellent. That was the best first attempt I've ever seen. So now, we're gonna try the actual landing.
Okay.
So I'll demonstrate first, and then I'll have you do it.
Okay.
Or actually, just double check. What time do we have the plane until? How far away are we? Okay. We should head back to Maury because we're running out of time, but we'll do it on the next flight later today.
Okay.
I know there's someone right after us, so let's just follow the river for now.
Okay.
Lone Rock traffic 03 Tango's departing the area to the east, Lone Rock.
Maury traffic, Cessna 739er, turning base 101.
Let's climb up to 2,500 feet.
Okay.
Maury traffic, Cessna 739er, turning final 101.
Start turning right to fly parallel to the runway. North Tango Tango is entering downwind runway 10 Maury. The numbers are down to 55. Yes, sir. And you can add a bunch of flaps. Flaps 10. Yes, sir. Right about here, you can turn your cross one into your base. More traffic, so the time goes turning base, runway 10 Maury. getting a little bit low, so let's add some power. Just a little bit. Very good.
$500.
And let's start turning towards final. Mori traffic 03 Tango is turning final 10 Mori. And let's add one more notch of flaps.
Okay.
And we'll leave it right there.
Mori traffic, Skyhawk 43 Echo Romeo is taxiing via Alpha to runway 10 Mori.
Coordinated hands and feet, they move together.
Okay.
Beautiful approach.
Mori traffic, Skyhawk 706 turning left base, runway 10, Mori traffic.
Start bringing that power to idle. Get nice and close and fly level. Just level flight right over the runway. As we slow down, level flight, don't let her land. Level, just hold the yoke, no pulling, pushing. Just hold it right here.
Okay.
There we go.
Level flight.
Oh, and then take a little bit of pressure off. And so we'll get into that a little bit more this afternoon.
Okay.
But the idea is you want to keep pushing. You never want to, you want to keep on pulling. You never want to push forward and pull back, because that's how you end up porpoising.
Okay.
Alright, so only pull. Alright, let's exit here. That was very good. That approach was perfect.
Okay.
Right, slow down. And we can exit. And Mori traffic 03 Tango is exiting runway 28 Mori. Alright, up to a stop.
After landing, flaps up, lights, as required. Except
we could turn all of them off as a beacon. Alright. Now let's make a right turn here. Make a left turn here, actually. There we go. Start slowing down. And we're gonna go into that spot right there.
First one? Second?
First one. So right on the center line. There we go. Straighten her out.
Okay.
There we go. And stop right here. Awesome.
Okay, sticker aircraft lights off, except big one.
Yes, sir.
Mori traffic,
Avionics master off.
will be
Make sure idle cut off. Ignition off. Master off. Control up. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Thanks.
Alright. I'm gonna have you try filling out the board this time. So all you're gonna do is copy down the hops time here, and then use that to figure out how long you were up.
Okay. 1247. True.